Mr. Tony Pastora, Assistant Principal. Mr. Cody Ryan, Assistant Principal. Miss Amy Coleman, Guidance Counselor. Miss Tammy Dorgan, Guidance Counselor. Miss Michelle Schilling, Guidance Counselor. And Miss Elizabeth Tackett, Guidance Counselor and Ryle grad alum. Our principal and admin team always kind of take little, side jokes and bets to see who was going to get the loudest applause. So Miss Brendel, I think you won this year, so congratulations. All right, it's my privilege to introduce and recognize some very special members in tonight's audience. Several members of the class of 2024 have made the honorable decision to enlist in a branch of the United States military. Would those students please stand at this time? Please remain standing. At this time, I would like to ask all active or veteran members of all branches of the United States military to please stand and join our students. Thank you very much. We appreciate your service to our great country. We hold your acts of patriotism, sacrifice, duty, and honor in the name of the United States of America in the highest regard. Thank you. Graduates, your parents and guardians share this evening with you. Their pride and joy in your achievements reflect their support, encouragement, and love. A special thank you goes to each mom, each dad, and guardian for entrusting your most valued possession, your children, into our care. It has truly been a pleasure. On behalf of your children, congratulations on a job well done, and thank you for your patience and perseverance in raising your children the right way. At this time, I would like to ask all parents and guardians of graduating students to please stand. To the class of 2024, your teachers also share tonight with you in a very special way. Their dedication, hard work, scholarship, and commitment have served to challenge you, setting before you a standard by which your efforts could be measured. For you, I publicly salute and thank them. They care more about you and work harder than you'll ever know. I am very proud of all of our teachers. Would the Ryle faculty and all teachers in the audience please stand to be recognized. Distinguished guests, fellow administrators, teachers, parents, friends, and most especially members of the graduating class of 2024, as your principal, it is indeed my honor to share with you the joy of this special occasion. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the Ryle Band under the direction of Mr. David Jump for our musical reflection. Delivering the charge to the senior class is our superintendent, but more importantly, former principal of Larry A. Ryle High School, Mr. Matthew L. Turner. Mr. Turner, oh, hold on, we're gonna clap for him. But Mr. Turner is retiring at the end of this month after 33 years in public education. Mr. Turner spent 17 years at Ryle High School, 3 as an assistant principal and 14 as the principal of our amazing school. He became principal in the wake of the tragic death of Ryle's first principal, Mr. Randy Cooper. Mr. Turner is the embodiment of the traditions that we hold dear at Larry A. Ryle High School. Those traditions are integrity, responsibility, service, and respect. The Ryle community and Boone County Schools District is forever indebted to Mr. Turner and the legacy that he has left. At this time, please help me welcome Mr. Matthew Turner to the podium to deliver the charge for the senior class.
Thank you, Mr. Schaefer. I was not expecting this honor. Good afternoon to our graduates and their families and your friends, all in attendance today. I'm truly honored to have this opportunity to speak to you on your graduation. And this is the 15th time that I've spoken at a Ryle graduation. And I'm very aware that I'm one of the people between you and your diplomas. So I will be brief, and I will be sincere, and then I will be seated. So please indulge me for a moment. This is an amazing class. As Mr. Schaefer just mentioned my history, being at Ryle for a long time, we've had many amazing classes. Yours is up there with the very best of them. An amazing group of people here in this arena. If you'll indulge me for a minute, I just want to share a little bit about my journey in life and also talk a little bit about your journey in life. In 1967, our country was at war in Vietnam. A segregationist was elected the governor of Georgia. The Summer of Love occurred, and social and political unrest could be found all across our country. That's the year I was born, as the 4th child of Barbara and Charles Turner in Louisville, Kentucky. 56 years later now, we're also experiencing some of those same items of unrest in our society. Now, we might not be able to change the past, but we must always learn from the past. Each of you in here, each of you graduates, you have people in your lives that care greatly for you, and they love you. Some of them are all present here around us. Some of them are our teachers and our staff here as well. Be sure that you learn from those that love you. Soak up their knowledge. Understand their experience, what they've been through. Understand their journey. Now, whether that's your parents, your grandparents, other family members, your neighbors, or older friends, be sure to learn from them, whatever that may be. It'll certainly help you on your journey in life. After high school, my journey took me to the University of Kentucky. I always wanted to be a Wildcat. Now, whether there I studied engineering and I studied mathematics. Now, I think I always wanted to be a teacher. I just didn't know it. I didn't know it in high school. I didn't know it when I was in college. So I finally got to that point where I knew what I wanted to do, and I wanted to teach. And I had to pivot. I had to change my plans in college, like some of you may have to do. I had to change my life direction. At this stage of your life, I urge you, find your passions. Find out what is really meaningful to you. Pursue those. Determine what your strengths are, and further develop those strengths. Remember, on your journey, you don't have to have all the answers right now, but you need to be moving in a positive direction. Now, during that time on my journey at the University of Kentucky, I was blessed to meet my wife, Deborah, of 31 years. I started my teaching career at that time and spent 10 years working in the mountains of southeastern Kentucky and later here in northern Kentucky. In 2002, I became an assistant principal at Ryle High School and worked for the principal, Randy Cooper. One of Mr. Cooper's favorite stories was about his walking the property on the old Ferguson family farm on Highway 42, which looked much, much different back then. And that was along with he was with Superintendent Larry A. Ryle in 1989. Soon construction was underway of the new high school that now sits between the properties of the two Ferguson brothers on either side of the Ryle campus. After Mr. Ryle's passing due to cancer, the school was named Larry A. Ryle High School. Unfortunately, and Mr. Schaefer just mentioned this, Mr. Cooper passed away suddenly after a heart attack in 2006. At the time of his passing, the new Long Branch High School was under construction, and shortly thereafter, the school was named in his honor, Randall K. Cooper High School. Later that summer, I became the principal of Ryle High School, and I served in that role for 14 years. Along with our faculty at the time, we were devastated, and we coined the phrase that would drive our work for well over 14 years, continuing the tradition. So let's talk about your journey and tradition. Your journey is really important to you, and you are now at a very important point on that journey. So let's talk about that. I'm very proud, again, with the class of 2024, very proud of your work. And be sure that you remember that you had a lot of people from this school and the other schools you attended that really cared about you and really loved you. So be grateful, be thankful for where you are right now. And be grateful, be thankful for what you have right now. But remember, you still have to grow. You still have to continue. You have to move forward, develop everything in your life. The class of 2024 has been very successful. Congratulations to you. I think we have some new regional baseball champions, maybe some in the room, and I think we have some students. Yes. I think we have a few students, unfortunately, that could not be with us and are competing in the state track meet. I think we have a state champion in the shot put right now. And there may be some others as well happening as we meet here. And some of those are very significant things, very meaningful. So those measures of success are important. Those are very important things for you right now. But I also want you to think about what's meaningful to you right now. You know, your classes accomplished a lot of meaningful, significant work. For example, earning the designation of the class of 2023 National Banner Unified Champion School. I was at your school when you were awarded that for all of your work to include all students in activities and creating and building upon a school climate that welcomes inclusivity, collaboration, engagement, and respect for all members of your graduating class and of the entire school. That is a significant award and accomplishment for your school. My congratulations to you for leading that work. Let's hear it for our students for all of that work they do to include all students in your school. In talking about success and meaningful, significant work, you're going to be seeking those things, seeking success or seeking significance. Two very different things. When all is said and done, our success will be pretty empty unless it included a corresponding degree of significance. You might be successful in your career, but your work may or may not be significant to you. There's some of us here in this room that may feel that way about their work may be very important. They may be very successful, but is it truly significant? That's something that you will wrestle with as you grow. So sometimes people in that situation where they feel like their job may not be significant to them, they look for something outside to do that. That could be volunteering at a place like Master Provisions, serving in your church, working in a shelter, something that will fill your need for significance. So as you move forward with your life, be sure to remember that success and significance are not the same thing. You may be successful in your job and career, but that doesn't guarantee that your work will be significant and meaningful to you. So seek that out. I've thought a lot about that with success and significance as I retire as superintendent. Because on my journey, one aspect, I'm very, very much like you. I'm in a transition. I'm going to be moving to something else. Soon here, shortly, you will be moving on to something else in your life. I'm blessed to have worked in education for 33 years. As a teacher, a coach, an athletic director, an assistant principal, a principal, and a superintendent as well. And I have to admit, as a young teacher, I never wanted to be an administrator. I thought that was just crazy. There's no way I wanted to be a principal. Didn't want to be a counselor or an assistant principal because I love to teach. I love to see kids grow and learn. And so when I was asked about stepping out and possibly doing that, I said, no way. I don't want to do that work. I didn't want to deal with the messy discipline issues a principal may have to, or all the headaches of being an administrator, until someone very wise shared a few words with me. He said, as a high school teacher, which I was at the time, you can have an impact on maybe 120 students, or maybe 150 students, give or take, depending on how large your classes are. But as a school administrator, you can make a difference. You can have an impact on all students in the school, but it may just be indirectly, not just those that are in your classes. He said you can multiply your reach and influence by working with all the teachers and staff. That resonated with me. That changed my mindset in terms of what I wanted to do with my life. So I earned my certification and began working as a school administrator. Looking back on my 33 years in education, I estimate that I have served about 35,000 students as a teacher, as a school or district administrator. And that's been very meaningful, very significant to me. After reflecting on that work of 33 years, for me, to emphasize that the class of 24 is unique and an amazing group of students. I want to share a little bit about a few of the individuals here in the room. And there's many, many examples. The first is Drew Shawwell. Drew, of course, is a state champion diver. And that's an amazing accomplishment in and of itself. But if you really know him or ask around, you know that Drew always goes out of his way to make everyone around him feel included. What a powerful trait. What an amazing thing. Drew also serves as a peer in the Unified Track program. Drew, I don't know where you are in the crowd here, but thank you very much. Congratulations for the great work that you do. Next, I want to recognize one of your classmates, Bella Caggiano. Bella's the 2023 Homecoming Queen, which is a great honor. It's really challenging. The Queen is chosen first by their peers and then through an extensive interview process. Now, you may not know this, but Bella, in her Biomedical Innovations class, put together a spectacular research project on helping elderly patients with memory loss. In doing that work, she devoted her time and energy to make a difference and to touch the lives of some elderly people in our community. Thank you, Bella. What an amazing thing. What an amazing piece of work you've done. Let's congratulate Bella, wherever Bella may be. So I just want to say a few more things here, a little bit more about your journey and a few words of wisdom for you. Remember and reflect on the journey that you're on right now. Look forward to the journey that's now ahead of you. What's behind you is behind you. Move on. The hard work and effort that you put into your education, into your classes, your activities in school, it was worth it. You learned so many things. You've made a difference, and you've prepared yourself for the future. You should feel confident in that. Never underestimate the power of your relationships. Never. Never underestimate the depth and the breadth of your influence. You have no idea how deep and strong that is. You may not have found your passion yet. Don't worry. Keep looking. You'll find it. You'll know when you find it. Embrace the change in your life when it occurs. Change is inevitable. It will happen. Don't only seek success, but find meaning, find significance, whether that's in your career or your volunteer work that you're going to do in the future. Now, my last year as principal, I think, was your 8th grade year. So I don't think I've ever said these words directly to you. Make it a great day or not, that choice is always yours. Congratulations to the class of 2024, and go Raiders.
All right, as Mr. Turner said, he did not get to deliver the speech in person. He also didn't receive a yearbook from the last year that he was a principal, so we're going to hand that to him. And Drew, I apologize for that. That was my fault. He was talking about you, but Landon Eisler, he meshed your story. Drew, you were like, I don't think I was a state champion diver. But so that's my apologies, Mr. Turner asked, and I crossed wires there. So yes, the looks of like, Drew's not a diver. Thank you so much, Mr. Turner. Class of 2024. When I was thinking about this speech that I had to write, it honestly was the hardest speech that I've had to write as a principal. This is my fifth graduation speech as a principal, one at Pendleton County High School, and the last 3 here at Ryle. However, none of them have had me as up in my feelings as this one, as I was thinking about you guys. I've told you guys many times that you are and always will be a special class to me. There are several milestones in the life of a principal, your first and last graduating classes, and then the class that started the journey with you. That's you guys. I've told you guys many times, that you guys were that class. I started my journey as the principal of Ryle High School at the same time that you were beginning your high school journey. We did this during a global pandemic and many other things that Mr. Turner spoke of. Your high school journey was unique. Freshman year is tough enough, regardless of what's going on. You have to navigate new people, routines, a school much larger than the middle school that you went to. It is tough. It is even tougher the way that you guys did it. I started looking back at emails, some of the first emails that I sent to our community. We were coming to school, then we weren't, then we were virtual, then we were A-days, then we were all of those things. And I didn't want to dwell on that with you guys' class. Again, just some of the things that we're in pods and extracurricular activities, the contact tracing that actually led for me to help coach the football team a couple of weeks because Mr. Ware kept having to be quarantined. Your class has endured some of the most unique times in history, and yet you have accomplished, as Mr. Turner said, more than most classes in the history of Ryle High School. You have earned more scholarship money than any class before you. You have as many state and national accomplishments as any class in Ryle history. And Mr. Turner, he took my notes right here that I was going to give a congratulations to the baseball team for winning the region. So again, I saw Kalo. And then we do have several state champions. Just today, we have several state champion. Tiger Bartlett, who's not here yet. Evan Smith, who I think is here potentially. And Victoria Emelianova, a 3-time state champion. So congratulations. There's been so many clubs, sports, organizations that were started by you. You think of some of the KHSAA sports that we've started, many of the clubs and organizations. That will forever be part of your legacy. like Mr. Turner said, and he talked to me multiple times. I didn't know he was going to talk about all of these things because I did want to honor, again, we talked about the Special Olympics National Banner School. So we could go on and on and on about all those things. But I believe the lasting legacy of this class will be the kindness that each of you have and how tight you are as a class. I will always cherish sitting with you guys in the cafeteria, sitting with, just bopping around and, sitting with you at the cafeteria to hear what's going on. The fist bumps as you walk in, the laughter as I make fun of you because it's the earliest you've walked into the building in a long time for my dual enrollment students who aren't used to being up at 7:30 in the morning. And all of the other things. Again, I could go on and on, but I kind of want to switch. And again, I told myself I don't really want to get super emotional up here. But I do want to remind you guys of something that we talked about in one of your class meetings a couple years ago. So you probably will remember this what I'm going to talk about. But although the message is similar, I want to tie it to each and every one of you, your education and what you mean to Larry A. Ryle High School. So some of you guys might remember I did something similar. Right here I have a $5 bill. Some of you guys maybe, okay? So if I want to buy something worth $2, can I buy it with this? You can talk. This is Xavier, I'm looking at you. All right. What if I want to buy something for $4.50 with tax? Can I buy it? Somebody goes like, I don't know. What's the tax? And what's the different things? Okay? But yes. Okay? You can buy it with this, right? This is $5 worth is $5. So, and we talked about this in our class meeting. I said, what if we ball it up? What if I ball it up? What's it worth? Come on, somebody. There we go. Thank you, Zach. Okay. What if I stomp on it? And I'm not going to stomp on it because with the gown and everything, it might not work. What if I spit on it? What if I talk bad about it? Tell it it looks ugly in that green. What's it still worth? Yes, exactly. So if you remember, the part of this demonstration was, what if I rip it? What's it worth? $250? Yeah? If I did it even? What if I tape it back up? What's it worth? Yeah, if you guys remember that. Okay? Again, this thing can be taped back together and it'll spend as that same $5. So the thing I said to you then, which is the same thing that I'm saying to you now, why, if this bill, which is just cotton, paper, all of the things, why does it keep its value despite everything that I did to it? And some of you guys feel like you've lost your worth or your value. Even though you started in the uncertainty, that diploma that you're about to get, not in these sleeves back there, that diploma is the same diploma and it's worth the same thing for that first Ryle graduating class in 1993. As I told you guys, and you guys have lived this throughout your years, and you're going to continue this, there will be times in your life that you're going to be like this bill right here, crumpled up, spit on, ripped, talked about, whatever it is. But you'll never, ever, ever lose your worth and your value to this world. Please, please, please remember that. And honestly, we're all going to be like this at some point. Crumpled up, beaten down, all the things. But look around you. Look to your left, your right. There's 475 kids right here. This Raiders family will always be here to support you. We will never leave. The Raider family is very strong. You will always have me and this amazing staff to lean on, but please remember that even though life's going to crumple you and do all these things, you have so much more value than you know. Just like this, and again, this bill is only worth $5. So again, guys, just again, I can't harp on that enough, and we talked about it throughout your guys' years. You guys are amazing, but if this little piece of, if this can keep this value, no matter what life throws at you, you always have worth. This world is such a better place because of each and every one of you. Mr. Turner told me on the last day of school, he said, Matt, you know this is your school. It has your fingerprints all over it. I told him, I said to him, I said, well, thank you, but this is the class of 2024 school. They're the ones that have set the foundation for the future of Ryle. I am just fortunate that they let me along for the ride. Thank you so much, class of 2024. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the future. God bless. At this time, can our marshals come to the front as we begin the presentation of diplomas? Side mic.
Sebastian Alvarez Lara. Drake Cambry Amarello. Kylie Autumn Amos. Lorenza Angeli. Sophia Angeli. Emma Madison Anthony. Brian Zachary Aerosmith. Stella Reese Asherman. Wynn Blake Assistine. Grant Daniel Ashcraft. Grace Elizabeth Ashcraft. Hayden Watts. Isabella Maria Richardson. Amadou Tijan Ba. Haley Bailey. Russell Dempsey Bain. Benjamin Anthony Baker. Holly Ellen Baker. Sarah Elizabeth Baker. Rory Nicole Barker. Anderson Blake Baroni. Landon Grant Barth. Vale Zeus Bayulanga. Brody Aaron Beach. Isabella Rose Beauregard. Courtney Natalia Beckford. Tyre Lamar Behannon. Dade Quentin Byerline. Lacey Grace Beald. Jakira Amari Bell. Logan Alexander Bell. Blessing Biasadila Matumweni. Erica Jean Bischoff. Kelly Grace Bishop. Reagan Nicole Bishop. Lily K. Blake. Aiden Michael Blocker. Riley Ann Bonhouse. Ethan Davis Boomershine. Haley Elizabeth Boone. Mason Paul Bowling. Landon Blair Branson. Peyton Alexander Bray. Ella Ruth Breckenridge. Madeline Kristen Bragg. Kate Williams Brogan. Ruby Claire Brooks. Ashatiera Kanai Brown. Hunter Riley Noelani Brown. Winston Brown. Katrina Marie Buckley. Carly Renee Birch. Caden Victor Butler. Isabella Grace Caggiano. Cecilia Michelle Cahill. Mason William Kane. Skylar Jamie Hale. Carlo Santos Calipo. Jacqueline Melissa Campos. Gervaux. Aminata Suleiman Diallo. Bryce Andrew DeMuzio. Kiana Marie Den. Barissa Nigel Dixon. Maria Doe. Aiden Connor Dole. Benjamin Doman. Jesse Cole Dominguez.
I love you, Jesse!
Jeffrey Donnellan. Aiden James Dooley. Mariella Grace Dragoni. Caleb Christopher Duke. Maya Danielle Dunnican. Nathaniel Carson Dunn.
Yeah, Nathan!
Aldair Echeverria. Zachary Douglas Eckler. Jack Liam Eggleston. Julian Christopher Idle. Katerina Emilianova. Victoria Emilianova. Hannah Marie Engel. Samuel Adam Epley. Jack Michael Erickson. Quinn Marie Eubank. Jack Thomas Evans. Thomas Henry Evans. Ariel Maylee Fader. Biga Fall. Cynthia Graceanne Fields. Ryan Christopher Frakes. Catherine Nicole Freeman. Alyssa Nicole Freihofer. Carson Bradley French. Tori Michelle Friend. Ricardo Galan. Augustine Garcia. Kyla Amira Gardner. Adam Moñez Gabaret. Zachary Jacob Gears. Grayson Robert Geis. Macy Renee Geis. Jesus Fonseca. Levi Derek Girth. Mason Logan Gilvin. Madison Elizabeth Goddard. Joshua Godoy Ramirez. Natalie Brooke Getz. Evan Lee Goins. Ricky Gonzalez. Logan William Graham. Trey Stephen Green. Christopher Griffin. Seth Daniel Griffith.
Honderkamp. Brianne Catherine Hoffman. Zoe Renee Hoffman. Jake Oliver Hoffman. Emma Grace Holbrook. Samuel Anthony Holliker. Kirsten Ann Marie Huff. Avery Suzanne Huff. Luke Mitchell Hughes. Allison Nicole Hungler. Max Raymond Huseman. Kathleen Ann Iasillo. Bella June Ingalls. Dylan Lee Inyart. Alexander Michael Isbell. Landon James Eisler. Alexandra Lillian Jackson. Rachel Kathleen Jackson. Molly Erin Johnson. London Lamara Johnston Ryle. Adriana Nicole Jones. Lexington Isabella Jones. Kiri Yemalik Juarez Diaz. Diana Juarez Perez. Thomas Jack Jones. Tiza Ha. Noah Robert Common. Garvey Kapoor. Gavin Edward Taylor. Mackenzie Marie Cagle. Jackson Edmund Keith. Kayla Ann Lucille Kelly. Brian Francis Kelly. Victoria Rose Kennedy. Anderson James Hessler. Autumn Michael Kidwell. Malia Ann Kinross. Jacob Tyler Cleet. Andrew Christopher Cloker. Olivia Camille Knight. Sunya Yosimar Catherine Lopez Piedras. John Tanner Lawrence. Chloe Camilla Luna. Giovanni Lamarck Mallory. Tanmai Malayala Venkata.
Arjuna! We love you, Arjuna!
Caleb William Mann. Anthony Morgan Mason. Cruz Mata Arbizu. Austin August Macracia. Alexis May Matson. Madeline Louise Malty. Aiden David May. Bradley McAllister. Jacob Ross McCann. Carson Michael McCarty. Casey Spencer McClure. Natalie Ryan McCoy. Cadence Maya McGuire. Palmer Lewis McKelvey. Sean Matthew McMurray. Ryan Metters. Joshua Lee Leedus. Lucas James Myhouse. Sarah Elise Meinhardt. Minor Mejia. Hayden Gage Melvin. Justin Aaron Melvin. Nicholas Blake Michelson. Carter Matthew Middendorf. Gabrielle Marie Miles. Madeline Miller. Cameron Grace Miller. Lainey Marie Miller. Rosemary Claire Miller. Joseph Bernard Mitchell. Abigail Elizabeth Bowler. Caitlin Elizabeth Money. Fatima Zara Mohammed. Leopoldo Mojica de la Sancha. Hayden Chase Montgomery. Joey Michelle Moore. Caleb Bernard Mormon. Raymond Mora. Chandler Michael Morgan. Cassie Nicole Morrow. Michael Holland Morset. Graham Maxwell Motomura. Benedict Longoy Mukangila. Sophia Rose Munch. Aiden James
Christina Isabel Potty. Hannah Claire Penko. Braden Matthew Park. William Joseph Parker. Parth Dilip Patel. Nathan Lee Peace. Jocelyn Peregrino. Peyton Elizabeth Vauters Perez. Avery Elizabeth Marie Pergram. Connor Nicholas Perkins. Juniper K. Purnell. Namari Elise Persley. Cassidy Marie Peters. Aiden Philip Petro. Emma Nancy Pfeifenberger. Michael William Piner. Caitlin Elizabeth Plank. Braxton Portwood. Emma Alexis Presnell. Kayla Renee Presnell. Colin Morgan Press. Andrew Michael Price. Olivia Rose Pritchard. Jessie Marie Probst. Noah Joseph Pulsford. Tienza Quinn. Maverick Christopher Robbie. Max Rylan Rainey. Braden Ty Rains. Evan Christopher Raleigh. Leah Alexis Raleigh. Osvaldo Ramirez. Keegan Brenley Rascon. Joshua David Ratliff. Carson Kemlin Redmond. Grace Ann Reinecke. Olivia Grace Marie Remke. Amanda Rezendiz Azua. Austin James Reddick. Addison Lee Roosh. Alexandra Noemi Reyes. Cletus Joseph Reynolds. Grady Lucas Reynolds. Michaela Marie Reynolds. Elena Catherine Richards. Kylie Suzanne Richardson. Breland Elizabeth Ricky. Sydney Lee Rowart. Cesar Rodriguez Aguazul. Olivia Grace Rogers. Matthew Charles Rose. Osiris Rosendo Kishpi. Cooper Gregory Rosing. Corey Michael Royce. Tyler Joseph Rupert. Isaac Emmanuel Salgado. Mary Vaughn Payne Satchwell. Victor Miles Payne Satchwell. Lacey Lee Seville. Peyton Lindsay Sawyer. Ethan Shield.
Olivia Rogers.
Owen Bradley Sherberg. Isabel Grace Schill. John Paul Schiller. Hunter Eric Shimming. Presley Ann Shira. Tyler Edward Schneider. Dylan Mack Schuler. Eva Marie Schulte. Allie Elizabeth Schumacher. Deandra Nicole Scott. Drew Wesley Scott. Peyton Marie Scott. Isabella Maria Seal. Anna Marie Seidel. Summer Ray Sheehan. Jack Alexander Shelton. Piper Karis Sheriff. Andrew Michael Shaw. Joshua Peyton Simon. Zachary Connor Simpson.
I love you, Zach!
Kimberly Rachel Single. Anis Smilovich. Jesse Michael Stanley. Jacob Henry Steffen. Maya Emily State. Chase Enrique King Steimer. Kylie Marie Stevens. Meredith Wells Stevens. Sawyer Barrett Stevens. Jacqueline Rico Stevens. Olivia Grace Stewart. Cameron Blake Stiff. Peyton Lawrence Stoltz. Sophia Lee Stone. Luke Robert Storer. Owen Ryan Strothman. Spencer Vaney Sutter. Leanna Michelle Swain. Abigail Riley Tackett. Alexander Thomas Tackett. Kyle Cole Tackett. Evan Carter Talley. Logan Edward Tanner. Rachel Bryce Tanner. Alexandra Riley Paulby. Carson Anthony Taylor. Margaret Ann Taylor. Alex Cope Taylor. Daniel Z. Tan. David Josue Thomas. Madeline Danielle Thomas. Tyler Thompson. Rex Walker Gordon. Vida Rose Twaits. Sergio Torres Rodriguez. Paula Leana Torres. Shelby Rose Tranter. Matthew David Trowbridge. Corinne Rebecca Tucker. Evan Turner. Kamijah Paige Tyler. Angela Valente Chavez. Carla Judith Vasquez Lucas. Kenny Elijah Ventura. Logan Donald Virax. Solovic. Kylie May Villabarosa Gleason. Brody Nolan Walsh. Jessica Claire Walters. Delilah Grace Waltz. Bronson Douglas Wandell. Gabrielle Elizabeth Ward. Dylan Scott Ward Davis. Grace Olivia Watson. Ava Renee Webb. Sailor Mert Webb. Emery Don Weston. Brody Michael Whalen. Sienna Renee Whalen. Nanami Elizabeth Whitaker. Aiden Connor Williford. Candace Faith Willoughby. Alexis Catherine Wolf. Marissa Ann Workman. Cameron Nevea Red. Addison Ray Wright. Parker Mitchell Wyatt. Samuel Thomas Junker.
I love you, Sam!
Tara Belinda Zabek. Michael William Z. Evan Matthew Smith. Tiger James Bartlett. Samuel MacArthur Zender.
I love you, Sam Sunder! What would you do if my tennis was right now? I'm gonna do it. Michael C. I love you, Michael.
Students, please stand. At this time, move the tassel on your cap to the left, signifying your graduation from Larry Ryle High School. Ladies and gentlemen, by the recommendation of the faculty of Larry A. Ryle High School and by the authority vested in me by the superintendent and the Boone County Board of Education, I present to you the graduates of the class of 2024. Marshals, please come forward for the recessional.